Hi, my name is Fahey. I'm a registered patent attorney and a trademark attorney with the Plus IP firm, and this is going to be a brief video on responding to obvious rejections that are issued by the United States Patent and Trademark Office with the frustration of purpose argument. So I'm going to back up. My name is Fahey. I'm a registered patent attorney. My background is in industrial engineering, electrical engineering, and I frequently work in software, electrical, and mechanical type related inventions. So now, let's talk about what an obvious rejection is. An obvious rejection is based upon the statute 35 U.S.C. 103, and many times you'll hear us patent attorneys refer to that rejection as a 103 rejection or an obvious rejection. Those types of rejections are very common in when you file an application. And what the examiner does to support an obvious rejection is it takes two references or two or more references or potentially one reference to say that the combination of these references teaches each and every single claim element disclosed in the claim. So for example, an examining attorney may say these two references, reference 1 and 2, reference 1 teaches elements A and B, and reference 2 teaches element C. Combine both references, and which teaches A, B, and C, and therefore elements A, B, and C are disclosed, and therefore your invention is not patentable, assuming that your claim actually had elements A, B, and C. And the first thing I do when I get an obvious rejection is I try to read each of the references and actually make sure what the examining attorney is saying the reference teaches actually does teach. If it doesn't, you can point it out to the examining attorney and say that the examining attorney did not actually make a prima facie case of obviousness, and therefore the rejection should be withdrawn. That's the first thing that I do. But this video, I really want to focus on the frustration of purpose arguments. It's actually one of my favorite arguments because it's a good argument, and I actually like it quite a lot. I use it quite frequently in the mechanical and software arts. And the reference, the argument kind of goes like this. So I'll give you an example. That's probably the best way to do it. But the example is this. Let's say your invention has two fans on a module. A fan on the top blowing down and a fan blowing inward from the side. Okay, so the invention has two fans, one on top and one on the side. The examining attorney comes back and says, well, listen, I found reference 1, which teaches the fan blowing down from on top, and then a reference on the side, okay, which teaches a reference that teaches a fan that's blowing in from the side. And the combination of these two references teaches each and every element of your invention. Okay, well, to do that, there must be a reason to make the combination. You can't just combine them without having a motivation to combine. That's what the law says. So what the frustration of purpose argument says is essentially that, well, if you combine the two references, the combination of the second reference into the first reference would actually render the first reference inoperable. So for example, let's say that this particular module, you could not actually have access on the side, or if you actually had a fan blowing on the side, it would actually cause damage to the actual invention, and therefore you shouldn't do that. So if you examine both of the references and you see that the primary reference in this particular case shows that if you add a fan from the side, it would actually actually destroy the product. That's a good argument to make to say that listen, examining attorney, the combination of the second reference into the first reference would actually destroy the inventive concept, or would actually destroy the device, and therefore it's inoperable. So there's no suggestion to combine, and therefore you can't make the combination, and you have not supported you haven't proved a prima facie case of obviousness, and therefore the rejection should be withdrawn. So that's kind of the frustration of purpose argument, is essentially that the combination of the second reference into the primary reference would actually render the first reference inoperable, or just frustrate the purpose, or it just wouldn't work properly. That's actually a really good argument to make. I like making it a lot if we have to, if you just know if the examining attorney does if the references do teach each of the elements of the claimed invention, got to find a way to say that the combination should not have been done. So I hope you find that helpful regarding the frustration of purpose argument. I use it quite a bit if I need to. Think about that. Also, if you have any questions, give us a call. Check us out on Instagram. My Instagram handle is Derek Fahey, PA, DEREKFAHEY, PA. You can check us out online, www.plusfirm.com. Please leave your comments in the chat. If you have any questions, let me know. We are happy to help. Have a great day.